Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, Prime Minister of Australia, dear Julia Gillard, distinguished guests, it is a great pleasure for me to join you via electronic means. I wish I was physically present with you, enjoying the evening, sharing a glass of good Australian wine, maybe, not maybe the Australian wine, maybe sharing a glass, and enjoying the conversation and the quality of exchange that I'm sure the Global Foundation is creating around the theme of your summit this year, Australia in the Asian Century. It is wonderful to be joining you. It will be, I hope, soon wonderful to be visiting your country yet again. Last time I was visiting Australia in formal capacity, it was 5 years ago. I was still Minister of Trade, and I had the great pleasure of visiting your country from Sydney to Melbourne, where you are now. And I have enjoyed every minute of it. The relationship between my country and Australia was, is, and I'm sure will continue to be terrific. But I have moved on since, and I'm now addressing your group as Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund. You have moved on as well, and your country has real leadership. Real leadership in a world that has enormously changed as well. Where 5 years down the road, the economic situation is more complicated. The financial stress is much heavier on many of us. And the interconnectedness between us all has never been so obvious as during and post the financial crisis. I suppose many of us before have said it used to be better and it will never be the same. But what I can tell you as Managing Director of the IMF is that currently there is a lot of pressure. There is a lot of demand on understanding, expertise, innovative thinking applied to economics and applied to the interconnectedness that I have mentioned earlier on. If there is one thing that we are certain of, it's that Australia is not far away. Australia is part of this global economy, global market, where trade, services, capitals, people move very fast, and where the world moves upward or downward in next to no time, where we know that we either swim or sink together. And in that very strongly interconnected, very fast world as well, Australia plays a critical role. Australia, as you know, is a member of the IMF, and as such, as always, Madam Prime Minister, dear Julia, always advocated strong leadership, multilateral approach to issues, a very practical sense of getting on with it and addressing the issues, offering solutions, being available when needed, being positive all the time. So often, your Finance Minister has advocated that we be together rather than separate, that we focus on the collective issue rather than look at our own backyard. And Australia plays that role because it's an economy that is used to cycles, to the booms and the busts. And throughout those cycles, the Australian enterprises, the Australian people always remain positive and riveted to improving the state of the Australian economy and participating in improving the world as it is. I know that the Global Foundations, with the leadership of Stephen Howard, is going to continue to stir the debate, to propose ideas, to help in the process of all our debates, all our discussions, a constant dialogue that is to be had at the G20 level, at the IMF, at the IMFC level, in all these Gs that get together around the world. But clearly, the Global Foundations, another G, can help stir those ideas, catalyze proposals. I'm sure that you will be helping, particularly with in mind the proposal that Prime Minister Gillard has in mind. Australia in the Asian Century, this white paper that has been released, is full of new ideas that I'm sure you will be exploring. I wish all of you the best of luck, the best deliberations, the best discussions, possibly, and I know that I can call on my Australian colleagues and friends when we need new ideas, when we need energy, when we need a bit of that beautiful sun that helps you see the light, sometimes a bit better than others. Thank you and enjoy the dinner.